Stories and Documentary Network. Hello and welcome, viewers, to a captivating journey through the rich tapestry of ancient Japanese civilization. Today, we embark on a fascinating exploration of Japan's history, spanning thousands of years, from the enchanting pottery of the Jomon period to the transformative Meiji Restoration. Join us as we unravel the threads of cultural, political, and social evolution that have shaped the identity of this remarkable archipelago. Japan, an archipelago nestled in the Pacific Ocean, boasts a rich history dating back thousands of years. The ancient civilization that flourished on these islands has left an indelible mark on the world, shaping the unique cultural tapestry we recognize today. From the prehistoric Jomon period to the sophisticated society of the Edo period, the evolution of the Japanese people is a captivating narrative, steeped in tradition, innovation, and resilience. The archipelago of Japan, located in the northwest Pacific Ocean, comprises four main islands: Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku, along with numerous smaller islands. The country's unique geographical features significantly influenced the development of its ancient civilization. Surrounded by the sea, Japan's topography includes mountains, volcanoes, and fertile plains. The contrasting landscapes facilitated diverse lifestyles, fostering both maritime and agrarian communities. The Japanese archipelago's susceptibility to earthquakes and volcanic activity shaped the cultural mindset, inspiring a deep connection with nature and a profound respect for its unpredictable forces. The strategic location of Japan in proximity to the Asian continent also played a pivotal role in the cultural exchange that characterized various periods of its ancient history. Long before recorded history, the earliest inhabitants of Japan forged their existence during the Paleolithic era. Archaeological evidence, notably the distinctive Jomon pottery, suggests that these ancient people were hunter-gatherers with a sophisticated understanding of their environment. The Jomon people are recognized for their unique artistic expressions, creating pottery adorned with intricate cord markings, which not only served functional purposes but also reflected a nascent aesthetic sensibility. As Japan transitioned to the Neolithic era, the Yayoi people migrated from the Asian continent, introducing agriculture and metalworking to the archipelago. This influx of new ideas and technologies laid the groundwork for more complex social structures and established the foundations for the subsequent development of ancient Japanese civilization. The transition from the Jomon to the Yayoi period marked a shift in societal organization. The Yayoi people, with their agricultural practices, established settled communities, fostering the growth of villages and small towns. The cultivation of rice played a pivotal role in this transformation, providing a stable food source and enabling population growth. Early Japanese communities were characterized by a communal ethos, with shared resources and a collective approach to survival. The emergence of social hierarchies was gradual, as agricultural surpluses allowed for the specialization of labor. This period laid the groundwork for the more sophisticated societal structures that would develop in subsequent eras. In essence, the geographic features of Japan, coupled with the contributions of its earliest inhabitants, set the stage for the evolution of the vibrant and diverse ancient Japanese civilization. The interplay between nature and humanity, evident in the early settlements, would continue to shape the cultural, religious, and artistic expressions of the Japanese people in the centuries to come. The Jomon period represents a crucial epoch in the development of the ancient Japanese civilization, characterized by the distinctive pottery culture that gives the era its name. Jomon pottery, adorned with intricate cord markings, served both utilitarian and artistic purposes. The unique designs, ranging from simple geometric patterns to elaborate decorations, not only reflected the aesthetic sensibilities of the Jomon people but also showcased their technical prowess in clay craftsmanship. The pottery of the Jomon period had multifaceted functions, including storage, cooking, and burial rituals. The vessels varied in size and shape, displaying regional differences in style. The existence of such diverse and sophisticated pottery indicates a stable and resourceful society capable of creating intricate and purposeful artifacts. Jomon society was primarily nomadic, relying on hunting, fishing, and foraging for sustenance. The abundant natural resources of Japan, including fish, game, and wild plants, facilitated a semi-sedentary lifestyle. The people adapted to their environment with innovative tools crafted from bone, stone, and antler. In addition to their proficiency in hunting and gathering, the people engaged in early forms of agriculture, cultivating native plants such as millet. This marked a significant step toward more settled communities, laying the groundwork for the agricultural practices that would become more prominent in later periods. The religious and spiritual practices of the Jomon people were closely tied to their animistic beliefs and a profound reverence for nature. The natural elements, such as mountains, rivers, and animals, were considered sacred, embodying deities or spirits. Ritualistic ceremonies, often associated with seasonal changes, were performed to appease these spirits and ensure a bountiful harvest. Burial practices also reflected their spiritual worldview. Intriguingly, some burials included grave goods, emphasizing a belief in an afterlife or the importance of providing for the deceased in the journey beyond. The elaborate pottery vessels found in graves exemplify the intertwining of the pragmatic and the spiritual in Jomon society. The Yayoi period represents a pivotal chapter in the ancient Japanese civilization, marked by transformative changes in agriculture, technology, and social organization. The most significant development during this era was the introduction of wet rice cultivation, a practice believed to have been brought to Japan by migrants from the Asian continent. This revolutionary agricultural technique had profound implications, leading to increased food production, population growth, and the establishment of more permanent settlements. Wet rice cultivation allowed for surplus food production, fostering a sedentary lifestyle and the growth of larger, more complex communities. The shift from a predominantly hunter-gatherer society to an agrarian one laid the groundwork for the emergence of a more sophisticated and stratified social structure. With the advent of agriculture, the Yayoi period witnessed the emergence of social hierarchies within Japanese society. The surplus food generated by rice cultivation allowed for the specialization of labor, leading to the development of distinct social classes. This shift marked a departure from the egalitarian ethos of the Jomon period, as individuals began to specialize in various occupations, including farming, craftsmanship, and governance. Social hierarchy became more pronounced, with the establishment of local leaders who held authority over their communities. The increased complexity of Yayoi society laid the foundation for the hierarchical structures that would continue to evolve in subsequent periods, eventually culminating in the feudal system of medieval Japan. During this period, Japan experienced increased contact with the Asian continent, particularly with the Chinese civilization. This interaction had a profound impact on various aspects of Japanese culture, including technology, agriculture, and societal organization. Chinese influence was notable in the adoption of advanced metalworking techniques, such as bronze casting and iron smelting. The Yayoi people incorporated these technological advancements into their daily lives, contributing to the overall sophistication of their material culture. Additionally, Chinese ideas and philosophies, transmitted through trade and cultural exchange, left an indelible mark on the spiritual and political landscape of Japan. Concepts such as Confucianism and Taoism influenced the development of ethical and moral frameworks, contributing to the shaping of Japan's evolving societal norms. The Heian period stands as a cultural zenith in ancient Japanese history, marked by the establishment of Heian Kyo, modern-day Kyoto, as the imperial capital in 794 CE. Emperor Kammu's decision to move the capital from Nara to Heian Kyo was not only a strategic move to escape the influence of powerful Buddhist monasteries but also a symbolic gesture that ushered in a new era of refined aesthetics and courtly culture. Heian Kyo was meticulously planned, reflecting Chinese architectural principles with its grid layout and palace complex. The city became the epicenter of aristocratic life, characterized by grand residences, exquisite gardens, and cultural institutions. Heian Kyo encapsulated the essence of the Heian period, serving as a cultural and political focal point that shaped the course of Japanese history. Witnessed a shift in political power as the Fujiwara clan rose to prominence, exerting considerable influence over the imperial court. The Fujiwara family strategically married their daughters into the imperial family, securing positions of power for their male relatives as regents and advisors to the emperors. This practice, known as the second system, allowed the Fujiwara to control imperial succession and wield significant political authority behind the scenes. While emperors remained the symbolic heads of state, the Fujiwara dominance contributed to a degree of political stability, but it also laid the groundwork for a system in which the emperor became increasingly ceremonial, with actual power concentrated in the hands of the Fujiwara regents. The period is renowned for its unparalleled contributions to Japanese literature and arts. Courtly refinement and elegance reached new heights during this era, with cultural pursuits becoming central to the aristocratic way of life. The emergence of the kana syllabary allowed for the development of vernacular literature, distinct from classical Chinese writing. One of the most significant literary achievements of the Heian period is The Tale of Genji, Genji Monogatari, written by Murasaki Shikibu, a lady-in-waiting at the imperial court. This masterpiece stands as one of the world's first novels, providing profound insights into courtly life, romantic relationships, and the complexities of the human psyche. In the realm of visual arts, the period witnessed the flourishing of Yamato-e, a style of painting that depicted scenes from Japanese life, landscapes, and courtly activities. The period also saw the development of calligraphy and the creation of intricate hand scrolls that conveyed narratives and illustrated Buddhist teachings. The feudal era, also known as the Kamakura and Muromachi periods, witnessed a transformative shift in the power dynamics of Japan, marked by the rise of the samurai class. The decline of centralized imperial authority paved the way for regional lords, known as daimyo, to assert their influence. In response to the increasing need for military prowess in a time of political instability, the samurai, a warrior elite class, emerged as the backbone of feudal society. Samurai were skilled in martial arts, archery, and swordsmanship, adhering to a strict code of conduct known as bushido, emphasizing loyalty, honor, and self-discipline. Their role extended beyond the battlefield, with samurai serving as administrators, landowners, and patrons of the arts. The ascendancy of the samurai marked a shift from the courtly culture of the Heian period to a martial society that would define Japan for centuries. The establishment of the shogunate system solidified the authority of military leaders, or shoguns, who held de facto control over the government while the emperor remained a symbolic figurehead. The Kamakura shogunate and the Ashikaga shogunate successively dominated the political landscape during the feudal era. Served as the supreme military commander, overseeing the samurai and maintaining order in a decentralized feudal system. Despite their military focus, the shoguns recognized the importance of cultural and economic development. This era witnessed the institutionalization of Zen Buddhism, further influencing samurai philosophy and fostering a connection between martial and spiritual disciplines. While the feudal era was characterized by political turmoil, it paradoxically became a period of cultural flourishing. The decentralized nature of governance allowed regional lords to patronize the arts and support cultural developments within their domains. This resulted in the emergence of a vibrant cultural landscape that included no theater, tea ceremony, ikebana, flower arranging, and traditional Japanese poetry such as haiku. Despite the constant military conflicts and political shifts, artistic and intellectual pursuits thrived. The Ashikaga shoguns, in particular, were instrumental in fostering cultural exchange with China, contributing to the development of the Japanese ink painting style known as suibokuga. The juxtaposition of the martial ethos of the samurai with the refinement of the arts created a distinctive cultural synthesis that defined the essence of the feudal era. The Sengoku period, often referred to as the Age of Warring States, was a tumultuous period in Japanese history marked by incessant civil strife, territorial conflicts, and power struggles among regional warlords. The central authority weakened, leading to a state of chaos as daimyo vied for control and dominance. The Onin War 1467–1477 is considered the catalyst for the Sengoku period, plunging Japan into a century of almost constant warfare. Daimyo and their armies clashed in battles for supremacy, resulting in a fractured political landscape. Amidst this chaos, powerful warlords emerged, each striving for the unification of Japan under their rule. The unification of Japan began to take shape under the leadership of three key figures: Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu. Oda Nobunaga, a formidable military tactician, initiated the process of centralization by defeating rival daimyo and asserting control over strategic regions. His innovative military strategies and firearms technology contributed to his successes. Following Oda Nobunaga's assassination in 1582, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a loyal general, continued the quest for unification. He achieved remarkable success, bringing stability to the nation and implementing various administrative reforms. Hideyoshi's ambition to invade Korea, however, ended in failure, creating a power vacuum upon his death in 1598. Tokugawa Ieyasu, a former ally of both Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi, emerged as the ultimate victor. The Battle of Sekigahara in 1600 solidified Tokugawa's control, leading to the establishment of the Tokugawa shogunate. This marked the end of the Sengoku period and the beginning of a new era in Japanese history. With the ascent of Tokugawa Ieyasu and the establishment of the Tokugawa shogunate, the Edo period commenced in 1603. This era, lasting for more than 2.5 centuries, brought about a radical transformation in the political, social, and economic landscape of Japan. The Tokugawa shogunate implemented policies to centralize authority, maintain social order, and prevent the recurrence of the previous period's internal conflicts. The shogunate also enacted the Sakoku, closed country, policy, restricting foreign influence and contact. Edo, modern-day Tokyo, became the new political center, and the samurai class, now in a more bureaucratic role, experienced a period of relative peace. Despite the strict social hierarchy and isolationist policies, the Edo period was marked by economic prosperity, urbanization, and the flourishing of the arts. The merchant class, previously considered lower in status, gained economic influence, leading to the rise of a vibrant consumer culture. Traditional arts such as kabuki theater and ukiyo-e woodblock prints thrived during this time. The Edo period represents a time of relative peace and stability under the rule of the Tokugawa shogunate. Established by Tokugawa Ieyasu after the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, the shogunate sought to centralize authority, maintain social order, and prevent the recurrence of the internal conflicts that defined the Sengoku period. The capital was moved to Edo, modern-day Tokyo, symbolizing the beginning of a new political and cultural epoch. The Tokugawa shogunate implemented a rigid social hierarchy to consolidate power. The class system was structured with the samurai at the top, followed by peasants, artisans, and merchants. The policy of Sankin Kotai required daimyo, feudal lords, to spend alternate years in Edo, ensuring loyalty to the shogunate and preventing the accumulation of regional power. The period was characterized by a strict adherence to Confucian principles, emphasizing loyalty, filial piety, and social harmony. The shogunate established a system of censorship, known as the Kanzai reforms, to control the dissemination of information and maintain political stability. The Edo period witnessed significant economic growth and stability, primarily driven by policies that promoted agrarian productivity, trade, and urban development. The shogunate implemented land reforms to increase agricultural productivity and ensure a stable food supply. The growth of urban centers, particularly Edo, Osaka, and Kyoto, contributed to the flourishing of commerce and a vibrant merchant class. Despite the flourishing domestic economy, the Tokugawa shogunate pursued a policy of sakoku, or closed country, from the early 17th century. This policy aimed to limit foreign influence and control interactions with the outside world. Foreign trade was restricted to a few designated ports, such as Nagasaki, where limited interactions with Dutch and Chinese traders were permitted. The isolationist policy aimed to prevent the spread of foreign ideas and maintain internal stability. The period was marked by the emergence of a distinctive urban culture that flourished in the bustling cities. Edo, in particular, became a vibrant center of cultural and artistic activity. The city's population grew rapidly, and its streets teemed with merchants, artisans, and entertainers. Kabuki theater, ukiyo-e woodblock prints, and haiku poetry gained popularity during this time, providing entertainment for the growing urban population. The pleasure quarters, such as Yoshiwara and Edo, became hubs of entertainment and cultural exchange. Ukiyo-e artists like Hokusai and Hiroshige captured the vibrancy of urban life in their iconic woodblock prints. The Edo period also saw the development of the floating world, ukiyo, culture, reflecting the transient nature of pleasure-seeking in a society marked by impermanence. This cultural efflorescence not only reflected the vitality of urban life but also challenged traditional notions of hierarchy and social order. The mid-19th century marked a turning point in Japanese history with the arrival of Commodore Matthew Perry and the American Black Ships in 1853. Perry's mission was to negotiate the opening of Japan to foreign trade, ending its policy of isolation, sakoku. The arrival of powerful steamships and advanced weaponry demonstrated the technological disparity between Japan and the Western world. In 1854, Japan signed the Treaty of Kanagawa, which opened 2 ports for American ships, allowing for the provision of supplies and facilitating diplomatic relations. This event marked the beginning of Japan's engagement with the outside world and the end of its isolationist policies. The arrival of Commodore Perry exposed Japan's vulnerability and spurred a sense of urgency among Japanese leaders to modernize and strengthen the country. This period of transformation is known as the Meiji Restoration, named after Emperor Meiji, who ascended to the throne in 1867. Under Emperor Meiji and the leadership of reformers known as the Meiji oligarchs, Japan underwent rapid modernization across various sectors. The government initiated a series of reforms, including the abolition of the samurai class, the establishment of a constitutional monarchy, the implementation of a Western-style legal system, and the introduction of compulsory education. The goal was to strengthen Japan's military, industrial, and economic capacities to ensure its independence in the face of Western imperialism. The Meiji government also implemented land reforms that redistributed land from the samurai class to the peasantry, aiming to create a more equitable society and stimulate agricultural productivity. Additionally, the construction of railways, telegraph lines, and the development of a modern navy and army were pivotal in transforming Japan into a modern industrialized nation. The official beginning of the Meiji era in 1868 marked the end of centuries-old traditions and the dawn of a new chapter in Japanese history. Emperor Meiji's reign symbolized a departure from the feudal system and a move towards a centralized, industrialized state. The emperor became a symbol of national unity, and the Meiji government implemented policies that aimed to strengthen the country and protect it from foreign domination. The adoption of Western technologies, educational systems, and military strategies contributed to Japan's rapid modernization. The Meiji leaders also sought to gain international recognition and renegotiated unequal treaties with Western powers, establishing Japan as an equal player in the global arena. The transition to the Meiji era laid the foundation for Japan's emergence as a major world power by the early 20th century. The rapid modernization efforts transformed Japan from a feudal society to an industrialized and modern nation, positioning it as a key player in the global geopolitical landscape. The Meiji Restoration is a testament to Japan's ability to adapt and thrive in the face of external pressures, reshaping its destiny and identity on the world stage. The journey through the tapestry of ancient Japanese civilization has revealed a rich and diverse history that spans thousands of years. From the prehistoric Jomon period to the transformative Meiji Restoration, Japan has undergone profound changes, shaping its cultural, political, and social identity. Key achievements across different periods include the intricate pottery of the Jomon era, the emergence of centralized rule in the Asuka and Nara periods, the development of samurai culture in the feudal era, and the rapid modernization during the Meiji Restoration. The legacy of ancient Japanese civilization is deeply embedded in the fabric of contemporary Japan. The aesthetic beauty and attention to detail seen in Jomon pottery continue to influence modern art. The samurai code of Bushido, forged during the feudal era, still echoes in the principles of discipline, loyalty, and honor. The cultural efflorescence of the Heian period, encapsulated in literary masterpieces like The Tale of Genji, remains a source of inspiration for artists and writers. The urban culture that emerged in the Edo period laid the groundwork for the dynamic metropolises of modern Japan. Moreover, The enduring spiritual practices, rooted in Shinto and Buddhism, continue to shape the spiritual landscape of the nation. The interconnectedness with nature, evident in rituals and festivals, reflects a continuity of ancient beliefs into contemporary Japanese culture. The legacy of ancient Japanese civilization is not confined to the pages of history but resonates in the daily lives, traditions, and values of the Japanese people. The continuity of Japanese culture across the millennia is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the Japanese people. Despite the seismic shifts in governance, the rise and fall of dynasties, and encounters with external forces, Japan has retained a distinct cultural identity. The ability to synthesize influences from neighboring civilizations, as seen in the Yayoi period, and the openness to adapt and transform, as demonstrated in the Meiji Restoration, showcase a nation that has navigated the currents of change while preserving its core values. The threads of continuity can be traced in the reverence for nature, the emphasis on harmony in societal relationships, and the importance of tradition even in the face of modernization. The intricate dance between preservation and progress has allowed Japan to forge a unique path, where ancient rituals coexist with cutting-edge technology, and traditional arts flourish alongside global innovations. As we conclude this exploration of ancient Japanese civilization, it is evident that the echoes of the past resonate in every aspect of contemporary Japan. The tale of Japan's journey from ancient times to the present is not only a testament to its historical richness but also a source of inspiration for those who seek to understand the intricate interplay of tradition and transformation in the ever-evolving tapestry of human civilization. As we draw the curtains on this captivating exploration of ancient Japanese civilization, we invite you to be part of our growing community. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into Japan's rich history, don't forget to hit the like button. It's a simple click that goes a long way in supporting content like this. Share this video with fellow history enthusiasts, friends, and anyone eager to unravel the fascinating tales of Japan's past. The more we share, the more we can spread the knowledge and appreciation of the incredible journey Japan has undertaken through the centuries. And, of course, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll stay updated on our future explorations of diverse historical and cultural narratives. Your support is invaluable in fueling our passion for bringing these stories to life. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through time.